What up, y'all? Welcome back to another Pokemon Pocket update video. Today we're going to be diving into the 45 win streak event. That's right, it is now live, and this video is just aiming to get you ready for the types of decks that you'll see, also the types of decks that you'll use to get this event done as quickly as you would like. As always, the pace is yours to be set, and you can use this to kind of help you out on your journey. As always, if you like the content, go ahead, hit that like, subscribe, click the notification bell button so that you do not miss out on the daily uploads. We actually haven't missed a video since November 1st, which is really exciting to be able to say. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right on in. So here's our 45 wins. It's kind of cute, this like black and gold piece right here. As always, you get your participatory one. Once you have one win, you get 5 wins your bronze, so you get 25 wins your silver, 45 wins gets you the big guy, and you get to show it off and add it to your your Ash collection. I wonder if they'll ever give us kind of like a emblem holder thing. I don't know, it'd be pretty sweet. But this is really why you want to participate in it, and again, it's just participating so that way you can get 2 free packs essentially with these hourglasses, with Datamine saying that the new release is coming February 28th at the end of this month. Getting as many hourglasses as you can is golden here. So just again, you're just participating and not really engaging in everything else. For those of you who are sweaty or just enjoy winning, we do have a lot of time with this event as well. You can get up to all of this shine dust here per normal for this event. So let's just go ahead and dive into the decks that you'll be seeing. So one of the main ones that you'll see, and actually could play around too, is we have here the Darkrai Judgedon Magnezone deck. This is one of the, it just had like a breakout tournament weekend. It was featuring one of the top tournaments that they won, and over 1,000 players were playing in it. Darkrai really has taken over that landscape for right now, but it's still very early. People are figuring it out, but while things are still early, go ahead and take advantage of that. So what you're really looking to do is have Judgedon in your start. You're powering up your Darkrai. You're doing 20 damage to the opponent's active spot, maybe 40 if they decide to attack your Judgedon, and then you're looking for your Magneton so that way they can Volt Charge and get this powered up for Magnezone to deal that 110 damage. You're accruing a lot of damage throughout it all, and by the time that either of these are powered up, you're kind of ready to sweep out from there. So this is a very solid strategy that other decks are having a hard time dealing with right now, since you almost always have the energy for Magnezone ready to go. Up next, we have a Palkia EX deck. This is another one that charges up very quickly. You're looking to start off with Manaphy. That Oceanic Gift can power up your Vaporeon or your any of your Palkias. You have Misty to also get access to your Dimensional Storm here as well too. But essentially, you're powering these up. You have your Vaporeon, so that way, once you do have the mass of energy as well, the washout will come in and allowing you to do Dimensional Storm turn after turn after turn again, really clearing out what the opponent is trying to do. An oldie but a goodie here. We have the Moltres Charizard deck here. This has been really cool to see in action and just kind of see it ramp back up again. we've been seeing a huge decline in Mewtwo as Darkrai has been more popular. So having Charizard here is great. This tournament player who got 3rd in 1,800 players added a Shaman in here as kind of new tech to kind of keep your Mons alive as much as you can. But if you don't have the Shaman here, you can always include 2 Pokemon Communications and you're perfectly fine. With the likes of Pokemon Communication to find your Charizard easily, and Dawn to power up your Moltres EX to do a sneaky 70 damage, you are outputting really quickly. Moltres can be used as an attacker, and of course that Crimson Storm just blows any Pokemon out of the water. And speaking of decks that still work, you have Gyarados. That's right, the Judgedon, Gyarados, and Greninja package still remains strong. The only piece that they added here is that you're taking off one leaf so that way you can add in a Cyrus, so that way anyone that you hit with the water shuriken here can get tagged with the Cyrus and bringing it up front to deal that massive damage that Gyarados EX has. You have 140 damage for 4 energy using your Misty to power it up, all while to Drudgeodon is just again taking up and soaking up in that damage, so that way you can find your stage 1 and a lot of times finding your stage 2. It's really interesting to see how consistent this deck is in finding all of its pieces, and Drudgeodon puts in a lot of work to ensure that that happens. I really do like the inclusion of Cyrus here, because then you can be a lot more strategic in where you're bringing this water shuriken, because you can water shuriken, Cyrus, and then finish off with the Gyarados all in one turn, whereas before you were water shuriking every mon to really whittle them down, so that way they don't have to worry about the Gyarados. Now you can really target it, and that's amazing. Another Darkrai deck that is pretty fast is this Darkrai Weevil and Spirit Tomb deck. You can use this to just kind of like power up what you're looking for. Your Spirit Tomb here allows you to hit 10 damage across the board, which allows you to Cyrus anything up. This also powers up your Weavile to do that 70 damage towards your opponent's active spot. And then your Darkrai also deals 20, and so that also powers up your Weavile. Now, this is like flavorful. You can do this one, you can do the Magnezone. There's even one more variation in which this runs Wheezing as like its front line in here as well. All in all, dark decks in general are doing really well with this addition of Darkrai EX, really giving it that much needed final Pokemon final sweeper that it had, and with all of this chipping of damage away that you get from Darkrai and you get from Spirit Tomb, it really can snowball into a big effect there. Then we have this deck right here, the Dialga, Yanmega, and Mew EX with a splash of Shaman. You can turn this as well into either Mew EX or kind of keep it the way that we have here. What's really nice about this deck is that these two Pokemon are colorless energy, which means that Dialga's ramp for Metallic Turbo for just 2 energy powers up your Yanmega, powers up your Mew EX. Yanmega can clear off any of those pesky dark types. If you get a random ground types, these fossils are now coming up and coming alive, and then they're weak to grass as well too. But having that 120 damage clears the Darkrai in one shot, so that's awesome to see. And then if you're running into other things like the Charizards, like the Gyaradoses, like those big ones, you have Mew EX here who can hit those attacks on that backswing. Palkia loses to Mew pretty evenly because it deals 150, but then Mew does not, in this deck specifically, Mew does not discard any energy because it's steel and not water. So I kind of like this as like a, hey, here I am. I'm kind of like a meta counter, a meta answer, as you have room for these things. I myself am still in the hunt for a Yanmega EX. So for those of you who are playing this, cheers to you. I'm a little jealous. And now it's just kind of time for some flavor picks. Those other ones are like certified, tournament improvement, and everything else. And some of these decks aren't like everyone's playing them, but they still do have some high run rates that are really fun. So I have 2 to show off to you all, and one of which is this Bastiodon and Skarmory deck. You're going to see this featured on the channel as well. And this has just been a lot of fun. What I've seen is that you always will start on your Skarmory. When you have these Pokemon tools, they'll come up more often. So you're dealing 50 like right away, which puts a lot of pressure on your opponent. And then having the Bastiodon here where it's 80 for 3 puts more pressure on them, and when they try to hit you back, that ability, Guarded Grill, if you flip heads, you take minus 100 damage from the opponent, which often renders their attack useless, and then you can keep going. You're whittling down with things with Skarmory, you throw a second Skarmory up, you're whittling it down, and then you're cleaning house with Bastiodon. The fact that they have to go through 3 Pokemon in this deck makes this deck really huge, and you get fast wins because Skarmory often clears out what the opponents are doing for their basic mons, and that's great. And speaking of another fast deck, we have the Primate Lucario deck, which is really cool. This deck loves going first if you have your Mankey and your Primate ready to go. If you have your Riolu, even going second here. Riolu jab into Lucario, that's 20 into 60, so 80 damage right away. From there is awesome to see. This again, you are powering up your fighting types through Lucario's ability, Fighting Coach, which does plus 20. Throwing in a Giovanni can get a plus 30 from time here and time there, which is great. You have one Pokemon communication in here just because you're looking for those stage 1s. So that way you can get those and evolve much faster. But again, if you're looking for fast decks that punch hard and punch above the weight, this fighting deck is for you. So let me know in the comments down below, what is your favorite deck? Which deck will you be using? And if there is a deck that we did not highlight here that you are going to use, let me know down in the comment section below. I'm excited to try out some of these decks as well too. It's always a great time to be a Pokemon Pocket player. I hope you all enjoy, and good luck with the event. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.